Okay, now we have to understand what is a database and what is a data warehouse. Now we will comes to the what are all the data warehouse. So all the companies are providing the database as well, data warehouse as well. They will be everyone placing the data warehouse as well. Okay, now we have
Okay.
to coming into the Snowflake is also one of the. Now I just put it into the name in here. You can see, Snowflake is
Cloud
a
based.
cloud-based data warehouse. Now we want to know what is a cloud-based. Before we go to the cloud-based, what are all the databases in previously we have. Now why we want to comes to the Snowflake data warehouse. So okay, now we have to understand the what are all the generation of data warehouses we have, which means like a database or data warehouse, both are same only. So what are all the generations? The first generation of the data warehouse is Oracle. So these are all the guys are releasing the first generation. So Oracle or Microsoft SQL, which means SQL server. So this is the guy. They are only released the first generation. So after this only we have to second generation is which means like a Teradata. So second generation is Teradata and Vertica. These are the guys are released for the second generation. So next is the third generation. Third generation is big data. It is provided by the Google. Fourth generation is Redshift, and fifth generation is Snowflake. So this is a current generation. Actually we are in staying on here. So fifth generation actually. Okay, so you can see first generation Oracle, second generation Teradata, third generation big data Redshift, and Snowflake. Now these two guys are competitor, like a Redshift with Snowflake. So what is actually Redshift is provided by the AWS, you know, right? So that is one of the cloud which is released by the Amazon. So Amazon, they are released one of the cloud. Actually, also they have the data warehouse also, AWS. So AWS, which is released by the whom they are released by the Amazon cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are also having their own data warehouse. That data warehouse is called the Redshift. Okay,
Yeah.
so this Redshift and with Snowflake only, it's going to the competitor. I will comes to why we are not going to the Redshift instead of the Redshift. Why we need to comes to the Snowflake? Definitely,
Yeah.
interview will ask you. So why we have to upgrading every time? So that is what actually I'm going to tell now. So these three are actually first generation to third generation. Actually, they are all different
Yeah. Even
server.
big data I've heard. Remain.
Yeah. So these three are same, which means like these three are they are called as a on premises. Did you hear the word of on premises? Which means what is a on premises we need to know. So on premises means we should install the application. So if I'm going to the soft, like if I'm going to the Oracle or Teradata or big data, if I'm going to them, ask the database what they are given to us, they are given to the configuration file and the package. So we have to do the installation of our computer. So what is required, we have to do the installation, and we need to do the update, and we need to do the configuration, and we have to sit with one developer and do the maintenance. There are lots of things is happening, right? So you can see if you are chatting with your friends with using the WhatsApp, means without installing the WhatsApp, are you able to chatting with your friends with
No,
using
no.
without installing it is not possible. So if you are chatting with the Facebook, means you can directly go to the Facebook website. From there you can directly chat with them, right? So it's not required to installing the application, because the Facebook is having the separate own link that is called the cloud. So which means we, if you want, that is actually on premises, means if you want to use these softwares, means we have to install in our system only, then only we can use this software. Without installing we are not able to use this software. Okay, but Redshift and Snowflake, it's not like that. They are not like a on premises. You understand what is on premises? But in the Redshift or Snowflake, it's not like that. They are actually both are cloud based work. So which means we don't want to install our application. If we are going to the, if we are went to the Snowflake or Redshift, if we are asking to them, give me the software, what they will given to us, they will given to us one of the cloud link. So from that link only we can accessing their database. Before that we have to create one of the account to them. So if you want to use the Gmail, means you should create the Gmail account, right? Like that. So if you want to use their databases, means we should create the account to them, and then only they will be given to us the this links.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what the difference between the on-premises and the cloud. So instead of installing these things, we don't want to installing, right? So
Yeah.
here you can see we don't want to install, so we can directly accessing them. So then why we are coming? Both are the cloud only. Both are the Redshift and the Snowflake. Both are the cloud only. Why we are go to the Redshift instead of Snowflake? So sorry. Why we are going to the Snowflake instead of the Redshift? Okay, can I take 10 more minutes? Are you
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
with that? Okay, so I will complete 10 minutes. Okay, so why we are going to the Redshift instead of, sorry, why we are going to the Snowflake instead of the Redshifts? Now you can consider if you are living one of the place. So, okay, so now we are coming into the point like why we are to going to the Snowflake instead of the Redshift. Now you can consider, say, you are living in one of the place, which is the, you can consider, say, if you are living as a Hyderabad.
Mm.
So, if you want to go with any nearby location, means if you are going to be any nearby, Andhra Pradesh is nearby yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if your Andhra is nearby you, so are you if you go to the Hyderabad, sorry, if you are in Hyderabad, if you are going to the Andhra, are you buying the car? So
No.
let's take an example. If we are buying the car to go with Andhra, we can buy the car and go to the Andhra. So
Mm.
what are the things happen? We have to spend more amount for the buying the car, and we have to put the petrol, diesel, maintenance, services, put the driver also. There are
Yeah.
many things we have to do if we are buying the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what the on premises. If we are buying the direct software means, this is what the issue is happening. So we
Okay.
have to do manually we have to do. Instead of buying the car, we can do one more thing. We can get
Right.
the rented car. Great. So if we are get the rented car means we can pay the rent only, right? We don't want to pay the entire amount to buy the car. We can just pay the rent only. That is fine for us. So compared with the direct buying, rent is fine. Now you can consider you have to stay with the 5 days of 5 days of Andhra. Okay.
Mm.
Now how many days take for the going to Andhra to like Hyderabad? So you can consider say one day it's enough, right?
Yeah.
So one day is enough. From one day you can go to the from Andhra to sorry from Hyderabad to Andhra. So where you coming to the return means like a fifth day only you will be returned to Andhra to Hyderabad. Okay.
Right.
So how many days you took? Overall you have to stay for the 5 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how many days you are using in your car? 2 days only. So this is
Mm.
actually car. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
from Hyderabad to Andhra, Andhra one day. From Andhra
Andhra to
to Hyderabad another day. So there are 2 day only you are using the car. But how many days you are paying?
5 days.
5 days. That is what the issue. So what will happen? We are not using for the 3 days, even though we have to pay if we are getting the rented car, right? So
Okay.
this is what the redshift. So if we are go to ask to them the database, we have to get the data from them to rented base only. So we have to pay for the without using also we have to pay. Okay, so what without using I will tell, which means like a computing cost, storage cost like that they are considering. So I will comes to that point in later.
Mm.
So without using also we have to pay. That is what the red shift. Okay, now we can go. If we are getting the rented also we have to getting the headache because we
Mm-hmm.
not using the 3 days of 3 days, even though we have to pay, right? So that is what the issue. Instead of that we can do one more thing. We have to put the Ola from Hyderabad to Andhra.
Okay, okay.
Using the Ola,
Till, yeah.
we don't want to put the petrol, we don't want to put the services, paint, diesel, car, like a driver we don't want to give the salary of the driver. Nothing it's required. What we have to pay, how many
Yes.
kilometers it's taken, that kilometers only we can pay for the Ola, Uber, like that we can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the Snowflake, which means whatever we have to used, that usage only we
Mm-hmm.
can pay.
Pay.
So 5 days, right? So one day we have to pay, another fifth day if we are came means, so another day
Pay.
we can pay.
Yeah.
So now we can see 3 days we don't want to pay, 2 days only we can pay, 3 days is a savings. So that is the reason we are coming into the redshift instead of, sorry, that is the reason we are coming into the Snowflake instead of the redshift. Okay, there are few more differences we have. So there are, we can store the semi-structured data in here easily in Snowflake. That will comes to the later because you don't know what is semi-structured data
Mm.
at all. So that is the reason we are coming into the Snowflake
Snowflake.
instead of the redshift. Now you can understand for what are all the on-premises tool, what are all the cloud tools, why
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are coming
It
into
is
the
very
cloud.
clear.
So now we can see, now we can easily understand this word. So Snowflake is a cloud-based
It's
data
data
warehouse.
warehouse.
So now we can understand, right? So what is why we are calling this one? Okay, so in Snowflake also we have to do more and more work. Like we have to do cloud based and organize the data, managing the data, analyze a large amount of data, semi-structured data. We will learn more and more about the Snowflake in future. Okay.